nationwide. Hitting you on the one with no delay. Because it's the Fighter's Voice. The Fighter's Voice. With your fighting host, Richard Ortiz. And the formidable co-host, Mr. Cole Esposito. Remember, every fighter has a voice.
Fresno, California, we're live here in Mad Production Studios. This is the Fighter's Voice. A little echo here. The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. We're simply knocking out the competition. And if you're not around, you probably got knocked out. We got a great show for you today. We got with us, by way of phone call in studio, the one, the only, Mr. Regis Rigaru Prograis. I want to make sure I say his name right, Carol, because other people seem to chop it up. I mean, when they chop it up, I mean, are they cutting up meat, carne asada, or what? Or they make the effort and just talk to the man and say, you know what, how do you pronounce your name?
Exactly. No, I think most people actually destroy it. So
Yeah, I'm hearing a little bit of echo, but, you know, maybe we're in a hallway or something. Let me introduce Carol, the co-host with the most.
Hello.
The redhead.
That's right.
That's right, making it happen.
Yes, I am.
You know, today's guest, we got Regis, man, and,
Yes.
and you know what? It's finally official. Him and Josh Taylor are going to get it on. And we're going to have a great show, and we're going to talk about his do's and don'ts and the excitement and how's training camp once it became official. Welcome to the show, Regis. How we doing?
What's up, bro? How you doing? Everything on my side good.
Whoa, what was that? Hold on 1 second, my man. Okay, I'm sorry, my man. A little bit of technical difficulties, man. That's what happens when we got our stuff today at Radio Shack. It was on sale. So, Regis, once they made it official, man, I mean, were you able to breathe? Were you able to sigh a little bit?
Wait, what you said? You kind of sound like you kind of echoing a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just. Oh, the away? Okay. My man. Okay, hold on a second. No, I said that once you heard the news, were you finally relieved?
Of course. You know, I mean, my whole thing was like, that's who I want to fight next. You know, it wasn't no doubt in my mind that I was going to fight him. It was only, you know, for me, it was just about, you know, when and where. That was all, you know, so it wasn't, I never actually planned on pulling out the tournament and nothing like that. No, I wanted to fight John Taylor, you know, so, you know, the tournament, you know, they had some issues. They just had to get it right. You know, I was confident that they was to get it right, and you know, they did, and now, you know, now it's on. So I'm glad that, you know, everything happened like it happened.
That's good, man. I mean, my mic, man. My mic's a little bit going off. But, you know, I know you had a lot of distraction leading up, and it's like lately you've been fighting the physical game. I mean, I'm sorry, the mental game with just, you know, contacts, disputes, not knowing what was going to go on. And you stood your ground, man. I mean, you stood for what was right. You weren't going to settle for any change, or you weren't going to settle for anything different. You wanted to settle for what you were promised, and now it's promised. Now it's been fulfilled. Now it's time to take care of business. My mic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, like I said, you know, my whole thing was like, you know, they had to get it, you know, they had to get it right on their end, you know, and I always, for me, you know, I feel like, you know, I'm number one in the world at 140 and Josh Taylor's number two, you know, and so, you know, they told us you know, since we are number one, number two, we gonna be fighting for a whole lot of stuff. We fight not only for the unified, you know, our belts, but we fight for the Ali Trophy, and we fight for the ring, you know, the Ring Magazine belt, which is, you know, one of the biggest accomplishments you can have basically in you know, in the world of boxing. So you know, it was no doubt in my mind that was the fight that I wanted next, and that's who I want to fight. But, you know, it was, like I said, it was all kinds of, you know, issues going on, and I'm glad they resolved them, and now, you know, we got an official date, and so I can't wait.
I mean, it takes a lot of balls to go to another man's area, man. I mean, you're fighting in London, and everybody, word on the street, word in California is saying, man, Regis better not leave it in the hands of the judges, because we all know what's going to happen there. So is there any added pressure to you entering that fight?
To be honest, it's not. You know, I mean, of course, I think a lot of fighters say, you know, when they say added pressure, they say it's not. You never know until I get there, you know. But to be honest, I think it's going to be more pressure on him. You know, he going to have all his fans, all his family. I'm going into enemy territory. So for me, I'm just going out there. I'm going to fight for him. I'm going to have fun. For him, it's going to be a lot of pressure. You know, everybody he ever knew is going to be there watching him. And then on top of that, he got to fight. He got to fight me. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the most dangerous, you know, probably the most dangerous 140-pound fighter in the world. So he got to fight me. So I think all the pressure it's gonna be on him. It's not gonna be on me, you know. But of course, like I said, you never know until fight night. A lot of people say that, you know, of course, most fighters, they say, I'm not going to feel the pressure. And, you know, you never know until fight night happens. So I have to let you know after the fight night or whatever. But as far as right now, for me, it's no pressure. You know, I just can't wait. And the reason, you know, that I choose, you know, to go to London just because it's really been a dream for me to go to London. Like, to go fight in London is like, they have a crazy atmosphere over there. The people, you know, the UK fans, they just, you know, some of the best fans in the world.
That's right.
As far as boxing goes.
That's true.
I mean, I think, you know, after this, I'll become like an international superstar.
That's great.
Carol, when you hear that statement about going into enemy territory, so to speak,
Yeah.
and you know, having a hometown crowd, do you feel added pressure on the person that's fighting in his own backyard?
Well,
My mic's a little
yeah.
loud.
I think so, because like Regis said, you know, you're fighting in your hometown, so you have all your own fans, your family, your friends, everybody there. So I think there's a little bit of added pressure there, you know, if it is your hometown. But like he said, England or London is basically they do have a really huge fan base in boxing, and it's one of the best, I think, out there actually. The UK is definitely popping for boxing, that's for sure.
Without giving too much away, Regis, what do you hope to accomplish in that fight? A boxing lesson, a career night, or are we looking at a knockout?
You might get all three. You know what I'm saying? With me, you never know. You might get all three. You might get a boxing lesson for a couple of rounds, and you might get a knockout, which makes it a career night. You know what I'm saying? So you might get all three. You know, it's not like I give out game plans and stuff, man. I say this before every fight. I just go out there and I do me. You know, if I'm
Right.
me, nobody can beat me, and I know I can. I know nobody. You know, I know they can't. Basically, nobody is. They don't have the skills. They don't have the finesse. They're not athletic, and it's just nobody that can really. I really don't think there's nobody that can mess with me right now. Of course, I can be wrong, but I just don't think I am. Basically, you know, because I really do have it all. If you look at my last 3 fights, they all look different. You know, I never fought the same. If you look at Josh Taylor's last 3 fights, he fought the same. He looks the same every fight. I think he got 15 fights, and he looks the same in all 15 fights. With me, I look. You know, you look at my last 15 fights, and I look
Different in each one?
15 times different.
Yeah, well, that's great, because you're very well-rounded.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like I'm very, very well-rounded, and
Right.
you can't study me. You can't go out there and, you know, I'm not going to compare myself to Pacquiao or Lomachenko, but, you know, I am a crafty southpaw, and I can do so many different things. And on top of that, I got big punching power in both hands. So,
Right.
you know, it just, you can't study me. That's it.
Like I said, you're very well-rounded. I see that you have a lot of your strengths are speed, elusiveness. You're aggressive. You come forward, and that's something that, you know, I think is going to be a benefit for you, and definitely be an edge on your end.
I say it's the footwork, man. Have you seen
the
his footwork?
footwork, too.
No,
Yeah.
his footwork.
No, the footwork too.
And it's like, honestly, it's like whenever you see a southpaw, it's like they're already given. It's like in
True.
baseball, when you see a left-hander, his cut is beautiful. You know, but and the southpaw stance, I
Right.
mean, you have those legs, and that's the difference. And I know Taylor has conditioning.
Sure.
But I want to know if Taylor has an answer for those body shots.
The body shots, yeah, and the power. Like, yeah, I didn't mention the power either. So
Exactly.
he just has the power as well. You know, it's definitely you have a lot of tools there.
Regis, I got to ask you, man, how do you continue to stay focused when you're hearing all these call-outs from Adrian Broner, Crawford made a statement,
Yep.
and why do they keep mentioning you?
I mean, I guess, you know, I guess it's a good thing because I'm popping right now. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the best at 140 right now. So, of course, you know, if Crawford, you know, Crawford is somebody I'm cool with Crawford. I mean, every time me and Crawford see each other, we cool, we dap each other up, we talk, you know, we cool. But I told him I'm coming for him at 147 eventually. You know, when I come up, that'll be a fight I always wanted because he was the king of 140 at one point in time, and then he went up. Adrian Broner, he just said my name. So, you know, the thing, a lot of people thought I was trying to I saw people saying I was trying to duck Josh Taylor to go fight an easier fight in Adrian Broner and make more money, and that just wasn't the case. Me, I'm a competitor. I want to fight the best. Now, of course, if the Adrian Broner fight comes up after the Josh Taylor fight, then yeah, we can have that fight. But for me, I'm not worried about Adrian Broner. I just responded to him because he said something about me. It was just for me, it was just a response. That was all. You can't say nothing about me without me not saying something back. As soon as it happened, fucking so many people called me and text me and sent me the links and all that stuff. So I was just like, then I had, I kind of had to respond. I kind of got I think all fighters, we kind of got an ego, and I had to respond to it. But my thing was like, I wasn't worried about fighting him. I wasn't worried about fighting Josh Taylor, So if people calling your name out, I mean, I guess that's a good thing. People always call out when Floyd was fighting. Everybody say Floyd, because he was the, he was the top dog. He was the king. And now, a lot of people calling out like Pacquiao, and they always gonna call out, they gonna call out the big names because it's the big fights, the big money fights, and they know it's gonna be a good fight. So that's why they call him. So it's cool with me.
Carol, I'm going to touch on another talent that Regis has.
Yeah.
I'm simply just going to ask him a question, and I want you to hear his answer.
Okay.
Because he's just not your ordinary fighter. This guy is a historian. He does his homework. He studies the fighters, past, present, and even now. I'm going to take it back and I'm going to ask you, so what was your whole take on Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman and how it went down? Was that the result you expected, or were you surprised as half the world was?
To be honest, at first, so I did an interview, and at first I was like, Keith Thurman's gonna win. Then I went watched Manny Pacquiao on the pads and stuff like that, and then I changed my mind that same day, that Saturday. Like I said, that Friday or Thursday or something like that, I was in the gym and I picked Keith Thurman to win. Then I saw Pacquiao just hitting the pads and just how he looked, and I changed my mind. I was like, yeah, Pacquiao's gonna win, and I mean that's like I said, history, man. Pacquiao is like he is the modern day Henry Armstrong right now, so that's why, he is, Pacquiao is Pacquiao, basically, the only 8th division champion in the history of boxing, so, I mean, he's special, something, he's a very, very special fighter.
Right.
Probably a once in a lifetime type of fighter, I mean, you can go on and on about Pacquiao, but, the only thing you can say is that he is just Manny Pacquiao, that's it.
Very well said, and he's holding down a country. I mean, he's the senator of the Philippines. So I don't know. I mean, you said about 8-time, but also the senator, man. So I mean, he's just holding it down.
Yeah.
And that was a very good observation, man.
Definitely.
So what's your whole take on these rumors we're hearing about Canelo and the Crusher? Do you think that fight makes sense for boxing? Can you see that fight happening, or is there too many speed bumps along the way?
It's both ways, In boxing, anything can happen. That's the thing about boxing, Anything can happen. You can always have a lot of speed bumps, or the craziest fights get made, So as far as it happening, I don't know, It depends on how much wear and tear, Kovalev has, and it depends what he has left in the tank. And I mean, I don't know, We'll see if it happens. Then we'll see how it goes down.
Okay, if it does, if it was official today, who'd you pick going into that fight?
Ah, man.
Okay.
I would want to say Kovalev, but I mean, but still, it's just like I can't. It's hard for me to go against Canelo. He's just so good, Canelo's so good, and he does have a lot of defensive skills, and I don't know. If it happens, then you have to ask me if it happens. But right now, I can't even pick, man. I don't know who I'll pick right now, I'll pick Canelo. It's hard for me to go against Canelo.
I will say, and not only is he a great fighter, he has that rare, like you, wanting to fight the best. Canelo's always wanted to fight the best. He's made statements. He's told the team, and I mean, to want to get in the ring twice with Triple G and get back in there and call out a bigger man. I mean, and yourself, you don't mind going on the road. You don't mind taking on their champion, and you don't mind claiming that you are the best 140-pounder in the division. I mean, that says a lot to boxing. That is where boxing needs to be. I mean, if you fighters controlled everything, I think we'd have just a big round robin tournament without letting the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO and certain governing bodies and different promoters. But I understand that's the business part. But I love the willingness you have to go into somebody else's backyard.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me going to London it was a no-brainer, because I always want to fight in London,
Good for you.
And over there in England and stuff like that. For me, Marvin Hagler is, one of my idols, and he went over there and he fought Alan Mensah, which was the champion at the time, middleweight champion at the time, and he beat him, and then of course we all know after he won that belt, he didn't let it go for a lot of years. He had all his titles, and he knocked out everybody in all his title defenses except for one person, which was Roberto Duran. But for me, just to try to follow in the same footsteps as like my idols is like I'm making my own history, and then one of the kids, one of the fighters they looking up to, they'll remember the same thing like I'm remembering about like Marvin Hagler.
So what other idols do you have, or people that have influenced you in boxing?
My first one was always like Mike Tyson. That was my favorite fighter.
Yeah.
I mean Tyson was a champion at the youngest. First off, he was the youngest heavyweight champion ever. And but he was a champion in 1989. Unfortunately, that was when I was born or whatever. So I didn't get to see Mike Tyson. I didn't see him like live coming up. But when I started watching him, like his old tapes and stuff, I was like, I want to be like that dude. But he was just a little short, stocky dude, just knocking out these giants, and not just knocking them out. He knocked them out in a minute and 2 minutes, and 1 round and stuff like that.
Right.
So. Yeah, I just was so impressed by him. And then, Tyson was my favorite fighter for a long time. And, like I said, always, it still is. But then I started studying more boxing. And, and then Mike Tyson's style was, because the model actually tried to make Mike Tyson like a heavyweight Harry Armstrong, So I looked at him and I just was like so amazed. But, like I said, if people don't know the boxing history, Harry Armstrong, he was the only person in history. He had 3 belts in 3 different divisions simultaneously at the same time.
Right.
So that's like special. And then he went up to middleweight and fought in, he
was robbed that fight.
A lot of people say that, he got robbed. They gave him a draw. But he had it was 8 belts in the whole boxing. That's when they didn't have all these different belts.
That's
it was only 1 belt, and he had half of them.
Wow.
So. Like I said, look at, I know I'm going a little off track, but like I said, Henry Armstrong, Roberto Duran, Mike Tyson, Marvin Hagler.
Good.
I love Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, right.
And one person, but the one person I always watched the most as a southpaw had to be Pernell Whitaker. Rest in peace. It always had to be him.
Okay.
Yeah, Pernell was like somebody I watched, I studied all the time. I always studied Pernell Whitaker. As a southpaw, you can't get no better than Pernell Whitaker as a southpaw. So I always watched, I studied all his fights hundreds of times.
That's awesome.
I still watch Pernell Whitaker fights, all of them.
That's amazing.
I mean, he was longevity because you just couldn't hit him clean.
Right.
And, he had some pop on you, too. No, and he had some pop on you, just so you make sure you respect him.
Yeah, he wasn't just defensive. He was a counter puncher to what, he'll make you miss and he'll make you pay,
That's for sure.
I mean, once I started really getting immersed in Pernell Whitaker, it was just like, damn, like, I learned so much. As a southpaw, I learned just so much, and
that's cool.
And that's when my IQ and my game just elevated, skyrocketed.
Right. I understand that you actually don't even watch TV. You just watch boxing and you read books, and you have a really large collection of books for all the different fighters out there.
Yeah. I mean, now I watch TV a little bit. I still kind of. I'm just not into TV talk about. I watch movies and stuff like that. I watch stuff on TV,
right.
But
you eat, and breathe
I got
and drink.
A bunch of books. Yeah, bunch of books. I got a whole bunch of books. I'm always reading about books. I'm always reading about boxing, the boxing history. That's why I just know so much. I like to read. I don't know why. I just like
That's
to read
great.
now. It's crazy. When I was in school, I didn't. I hated it. When I was in school, I hated to read. I really did. But now I love it. You know, now I might read 2-3 hours a day, and I
That's
used to
good.
read way more. I used to read like 6-7 hours
Oh
a
my
day, but
God.
now, you know, I got kids and stuff like that, so you
Yeah.
can't do that much. But like I said, I still read a lot,
That's good.
and I got, you know, fight DVDs, and it goes back to who my favorite fighter is, which is Mike Tyson,
Right.
and he was the same exact way. When he was coming up,
Right.
all he
Oh,
did,
definitely.
you know, he was in the Catskills with Cuss, and all he did is watch boxing all day long.
Those
He
reel-to-reels.
yearned to learn for that stuff. Yeah, he just wanted to learn so
And he
so
would
bad.
practice it over
that's
and
the
over
same
and
thing
over.
about me.
Right.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's it. Yeah, you know.
You know, you made a statement the other day about Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. You care to elaborate on that?
What I say?
You said something about somebody who would get outboxed.
Oh, I probably retweeted something on Twitter. Yeah, I mean,
Yes, yeah, you did.
I still think Ali would beat Tyson just because of his mental, how strong he was mentally. Like when Ali before the draft and stuff like that, Ali he was just known for being fast and you
Right.
couldn't touch him
His
and all
footwork.
that stuff. But then they questioned how tough he was. Then after. Then when he came after the draft and all that stuff, he got exiled for 3 years. And when he came back, he was known for he was tough. How tough he was. He gained weight, so he was stronger and he can really sit on his punches. But he was
Right.
he just could take a beating, which was, of course, long term wasn't good for him, as we all know. But he was just known for being tough, and I just don't think. I don't think Tyson would have been able to beat him just because of if you look at Ali. Ali fought some of the biggest punches in heavyweight history. He beat him.
Yeah, he
He fought Frazier 3 times. He fought Sonny Liston.
Yes.
He fought him twice. He fought Ernie Shavers.
Yep,
He
Ernie
fought
Shavers,
Ken
that big
Norton.
right hand.
He fought George
Big right
Foreman.
hands, for sure.
He fought George Foreman, and he beat all these people.
Yeah.
He
Right.
beat all of them, and that's huge big punches. And that's just people I'm naming. He fought other people with
Right.
real big punches and stuff like that too. And like I said, he beat all of them. So you look at Tyson. Tyson was a big puncher. Of course, Tyson had way more just in punching power. But I think style wise that it'll be hard for Tyson to beat him just because of Tyson beat a lot of people just because they were scared of him and they was intimidated by him. And once you're not intimidated by him, half of the battle's gone, and Ali wouldn't be intimidated by him. So he would have tried to intimidate him. He would have been talking to him and grabbing him behind his neck, talking his ear, and all that stuff. And I just like he did George Foreman. So I don't think that Tyson would have be able to beat Ali. And actually Tyson even said it himself. He said, I don't think I would be able to beat Ali. So.
And that's the reverence and respect that he had. I was just curious. I mean, if they were able to fight, in their prime, I want to know what nickname Muhammad Ali would come out from. You know what I mean? I mean, because he'd always come up with something and get in your head.
I know,
That's
right?
interesting.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
How's your training going? How's training camp?
I mean, it's perfect. I just started back again. The thing is, I'm always in the gym. I'm always training. But I officially started training now, and yeah, I mean, it's going great already. My trainers, I'm in LA right now, so my trainers, they all out here. They all came out here and stuff, and we just getting it in, and it's back to the grind time again. The thing about me, like, I travel a lot and take a lot of vacations, but all that stuff get boring. I yearn to go fight. I always want to fight, and I always want to train. And sometimes you do all those things. You be on these very, very beautiful countries and all these nice beaches, but it's just like, for me, I'd rather be in a gym. So
Sure.
I couldn't wait. I really couldn't wait to start training again, and I'm glad it's back. It's time again.
What are your thoughts as far as when you're training, as far as the strength and conditioning aspect of it? Do you incorporate some of the newer techniques and things that they do today that back in the day in old school times they didn't do a lot of the strength and conditioning methods that they use today? So do you incorporate that at all into your training?
I actually do. The crazy thing about it, I really don't believe in it like that. But I do it myself just because I feel like I have to do it because everybody else is doing it. So I can't let nobody get a one-up on me.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But
I'm just curious.
I do it. I do it myself. I got a strength and conditioning coach, and for me, it depends because we do swimming, we do running, and we do like short sprints, and we do stairs and stuff like that.
Okay.
So those things I do believe that helps me. But as far as like gym work and you with the weights and, you know, jumping around and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I really, to be honest, I don't think that it does nothing for me.
Right.
Besides, the only thing I think it does for me is like mental-wise, to what it gets me. Like my coach, his name is Evan Tobler. He literally kills me every single day. Like it's no excuses, and he tries to break me every single day.
Right.
And so I feel like, you know, mentally, that's what it's for. You know, now physically, I don't know. I don't think so. You know, because it's not about it's not a weightlifting contest and see how
Exactly.
many pull-ups and push-ups you could do. It's a boxing match.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
so. But for me, mentally, it pushes me to pass my limits, and he just kills me. Like, he kills me. I'm talking about, like, every single day. I got to sit in ice every day because he really tries to break me, and he can't. And I never give up, and it's just like, all right, let's go. What's next? And
That's
so,
good.
yeah, that's kind of my thought on that.
Where do you
that's good.
where do you think your competitive nature came from? Growing up, did you play any other sports?
I played everything growing up. Yeah,
Football?
I did everything. I mean, I did karate, football, basketball. I swam, played baseball,
Wow.
kickball in the street. But I just always loved to fight, and I think it's where I come from. And in New Orleans, like, everybody competitive. It's just so many people they out there. They really competitive. I mean, it's no matter what. Like, even now, me and my friends, we competitive in everything we do. Like, even if we, I mean, you can say something. I mean, something stupid like playing cards or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, we trying to win. Like, we not trying to lose, and that's the thing. That's how I am. Like, I hate to lose. Like, all right, like, for instance, like video games. We'll be playing video games, and if you lose, then we going to talk about you. So we all really, really trying to win. So that's just how we are. That's just how I grew up. Everybody was very, very competitive, and, you know, always just want to win at everything. That's how we are. We want to win at everything. You know, nobody can win at everything, but
I know.
shit, you can sure as hell try to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I brought this up over and over again because it was something fun to watch, and I'm gonna throw it back out there again since you were talking about competitive and having fun. I mean, you and your friend went into a sporting goods store, put the gloves on, grabbed it right out of a box, and just started wailing on each
No
other.
way.
Yeah, we had fun. That was actually my last training camp out here. Yeah, we just like fuck it and just start fighting.
Where'd you go? Like the Big Five and just take out a pair of gloves out of the package and just start doing it in the store, or what? Seriously?
Basically, yeah, that's what we did. We
Oh, that's
Big
great.
Five, just start fighting.
And I noticed
Terrified, man.
I noticed when he turned the corner and you weren't ready, he turned the corner and there was something in front of you, and he got that right hand on you, that cheap shot.
Yeah, he tried to. He actually missed. He tried to get me, but he missed that motherfucker. He tried to.
And then you went.
Tried to sneak me.
Yeah, exactly. And you went right to those body shots. That kind of ended that little sparring session.
Right.
Yeah, we ended that shit. Uh-huh.
Before you got arrested.
So you're focused right now, but I mean, what do you do for fun? I want you to tell the viewers in the audience, man, because your resume as far as having fun it's not just going to Disneyland or hanging out somewhere.
Nah, I do all kinds of shit. Well, to be honest, really just now, I just got in from spearfishing. I was just in Malibu just now. We went to the gym, and after that, we all went to the beach, and I caught some fish. So,
how
yeah,
fun.
I went spearfishing and stuff like that. Yeah, it's
That's
like
good.
going under the water, holding your breath, and you go and catch. You know, you go and shoot. You actually under the water shooting fish. And
Oh, wow,
and
that's
so,
cool.
yeah, so I bet I did that. And I went to Costa Rica and do it. And out here in Malibu, the water it's kind of shallow. It's like it's like 20 to 30 feet, so that's not that bad. But in Costa Rica, the water was like 70, 80 feet. So
Oh, my God.
that's a big difference
So
going
that's-
down there.
That's like free diving, basically, and spearfishing?
Free diving, yeah, it's free diving.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
you're holding your breath. Yeah, it's like free diving. But yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
spearfishing. So you go down there with a spear gun and you go and shoot shit, basically. So that's what
Wow.
I did. That's what I did just now. But for me, I do whatever I feel like. To be honest, like I always, since I was young, I always did what I wanted. Like I always just, you know, it's not a plan. It's never a plan. If somebody called me like, man, let's do this or let's do that, I'm just, if I want to do it, then I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm not, you know, I don't have to check in with nobody. You know, I'm, you know, free. You know, that's how I kind of always want to live, just be free and do what I want. And that's kind of what I do now. You know, it's just do what I want. And the same thing goes to me, you know, with the boxing aspect of things. Like I love to go to the gym. Like I I love to wake up and I go do what I love to do every day. I go and I go to the gym. For me, that's like my playground. I love to do it.
That's right.
And even I got a gym at home and I train at home and stuff. So it's something that I love to do it. That's,
you have a passion
if you don't
for
love to do it, then yeah, you're not going to, it's not even a passion. For me, it's obsession.
Obsessive,
it's passion, because I think I'm passionate about other things, but I'm not like boxing. Boxing is like an obsession with me.
Right.
We talked about books earlier, and if you had a book of your life, what would you call your book? What describes you?
I don't even know, bro. Can't even say it right now. I don't know, because eventually I'll come out. Most likely I'll come out with a book. And I know a couple of authors that's gonna make that happen for me. But yeah, that'll be, that's something we'll have to think about. I don't even know right now. I don't even know.
I mean, you got such an interesting life, man. I mean, you're an interesting character, man. And when I say that, is beyond the ring. It's the outside part that gets my attention. Like, I was going to ask you, how real was that picture with you underwater with that shark?
What you mean how real it was? That wasn't fake. It was real.
Oh, I'm just making sure, man, because I don't know any human being that gets in there with a shark.
I would.
Yeah, it was actually a video. That was in Hawaii.
I thought so.
I went down. Yeah.
Really?
That was in Hawaii. Me and my cousin went down there. We had a little shark down there. We would fuck with him a little bit.
That's crazy.
So what kind of rush was it?
I mean, it wasn't a rush like I went skydiving. So that's a rush. That's fun. That's real fun.
Yes,
Go and jump out of a plane at fucking 15,000, 16,000 feet. That's
I know.
fun.
I want to do that.
The shark.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's really, really fun. But the shark rush is a little different. You can't. The thing is, when you're holding your breath in the water, you can never get too excited because then you run out of air.
Right.
So to know how to hold your breath, you down there. I mean, that shark probably was kind of shallow. It was probably like 40 feet down. But still, 40 feet is 40 feet, so you can't get excited and stuff like that.
Right.
You gotta always know how to stay calm.
Well, you seem to be calm, and you seem to vibe off people chanting your name, because you were on a cliff, and I can see it in your body. You thought about it, but once they were yelling your name, you just said heck with it and jumped off that cliff and into the water.
Oh, that's tight.
Oh yeah, that was in Hawaii too. That was fun. Yeah, like I said, I just like doing that type of stuff.
That was fun.
I mean, I just have fun with my life. I'm a big ass kid, so that's just me. That's how I am. I'm just like a big kid, and I love to enjoy my life, and I just want to do everything. My whole thing is like you really only have one life to live. You gotta really live it.
Exactly.
There's so many people in the world they don't live their life like they're supposed to, and I know people that just don't live their life like I feel like they're supposed to. You gotta enjoy every second because life is short. Life really is short. So
we're not promised tomorrow.
You might be here. You might be here right now. Yeah. You might be going the next day. And if you're going the next day, for me, I always think about if really, like, how would I live my life if I died tomorrow?
Right.
I'll live it exactly how I'm living right now. So I'm doing everything I want to do. I'm enjoying my life with my family, my kids, my friends. I'm just enjoying life to the fullest, So
that's awesome.
We just pulled up that video right now where you were jumping off a cliff, so the viewers and the fans get to see you exactly how that's not ordinary, but it's not crazy. You're enjoying life. So if anybody calls it crazy, hey, I'll go to bat for you and say no. The man's just enjoying life.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's not crazy. Just jumping off a cliff on my fucking head on some jumping off a cliff or something. I mean, jumping off cliffs on water, it's just, it's fun. It's fun. You're in Hawaii, you got to do stuff like that. It was fun.
There you go. That's awesome.
Hey, man, and also, I mean, I don't know if it was the wrong address or whatever, but anyways, I will give you later on a tracking number because you are going to get your shirt that I said it would be sent in your hat, man, and I appreciate you putting it on and rocking it, man. Do you got a picture of that, KP, so we can just flash that thing up there? But, yeah, man, the official Fighters Voice shirt and hat, man. Want to see you rocking that, man. There it is right there. I'm blasting it right now on the screen, and that's going to be all you, man.
All right, cool, bro. Thank you.
Right on.
But I'm sure you get like a lot of gear. I'm sure you get the stuff thrown your way all the time. But let me tell you something, man. This gear is a little different because it's the fighter's voice. It's the only voice that matters. And like you, Regis, we're simply knocking out the competition.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
So let me ask you this: how do you respond to negative talk when people just seem to make you their best friend on Instagram, on Twitter? It's like you're minding your own business, but you continue to be in other people's mouths, other people's day. You seem to be the subject and the attention of their whole life. What do you say to that when people continue to bring up your name and just all over social media?
I say thank you. You know, all publicity is good publicity, right? I say thank you. You know, it's cool with me. You know, the thing is, if it's not nobody that really knows me, that personally knows me, how can they say something bad about me? Like you don't know me at all. All you know is what you see. What I give you on Instagram, that's not my life. My Instagram life is not my real life. Like what I do Instagram, you know, that's is totally different. Basically, now of course some of the things is, you know, my real life and stuff like that, but. Nah, I mean, I say thank you. It's cool with me. I mean, I used to always think about that too, like, because Floyd Mayweather gets so much hate. I used to be like, damn, I wonder how he really feels about that.
Exactly.
But
I thought the same
you're talking about the motherfucker that made all this money and just enjoying the shit out of their life, and you got people sitting on Instagram probably hate life, and they have to, you know, come at, they have to take it out on somebody because they hate their life. So for me, listen, if you hate your life and you got to come on my shit and say something bad, please, if it makes you feel good, please do it. Like, I beg you to do it because it doesn't affect me in one bit. Matter of fact, most of the time I laugh. Like, it's funny to me. Like, most of the time that shit is, it really doesn't matter. I laugh at it. It don't bother me at all. You know, like I said, I live a fucking a better than great life. And then, like I said, I do something I love. I love to fight. You know, so if you base me off of, you know, what you gonna say something bad about me personally, you don't know me personally. Then can you say something bad about me? All right, in my sport, which is boxing, I'm flawless right now. I'm 24-0, 20 knockouts, number one in the world. I'm flawless. So. Then what can you say? You know, then they start saying shit and making up shit or whatever. But like I said, man, that's, to me, it is what it is. And go ahead. If it makes people feel happy with their stuff, do it.
They can love you or they can hate you, but either way, you're in their mind, you know?
That's right.
Exactly. You're right. Yeah, exactly. You can love me or hate me, but fuck you talking about me.
Yeah,
if I don't like the motherfucker, I ain't about to be talking about him. I'm not even thinking of why would I, you know what I'm saying? If I don't like somebody, why
waste your energy on that?
Yeah, you know. But like I said, I'm in the public eye, so that comes with it. That comes with the territory. Totally. It doesn't, but like I said, it doesn't bother me at all. You can talk about me all you want. It don't bother me. If you don't really know me, you can talk about me. All right.
That's cool.
Whatever.
Well, good for you.
All right.
Hey, Carol, I want to mention this right here, man. I mean, recently, you know, Regis has been getting some money, and that's fine. But Regis, is it all right if I talk about your shoe game, my man? I mean, because your shoe game is just blasting. So talk to us about your shoe game and your gear.
I mean, you know, I come with some fresh shit. You know, I got Gucci, Louis. We talk about Dolce & Gabbana, Versace, Balenciagas, of course Yeezys, and you know, all kinds of shit. You know, that's, you know, I gotta back off the shoes, so I gotta chill out. But yeah, I got all kinds of shit.
That's funny.
No, man, I mean,
you got some class. You got some class.
You got some shoe game there.
That's awesome.
See, when you get those shoes, you even keep the boxes. Trust me.
Exactly.
You do, and you let them breathe a little bit, man. And I got to ask you this, man. I mean, from your career, from you growing up now, what's the first thing that you bought yourself, and as if to say, wow, I always wanted to be able to do this?
Of course, a car. You know, I bought a car, and I mean, the main thing I like to do, I mean, one thing I read a quote in the book the other day, it was saying, like, God, like, the person said, he feels like the people with wealth, God choose the people with wealth because those are the people that they can, you know, disperse the wealth and stuff like that. So I feel like, damn, that is kind of right, because I do help a lot of people. Like, for me, like, even though I got a lot of nice shit, and I got nice house and cars and all that stuff, like, to be honest, like, I give out more stuff and more money than I give myself. That's the crazy thing about it. Like, I'm not materialistic, and I'm just, I'm just not like that. I don't really care about a lot of stuff. Even, I mean, I go get stuff. Sometimes I go buy something for me nice because I feel bad for myself because I spend so much on somebody else. Like I might go buy somebody a car or something like that. And like, damn, I didn't even get myself. So, I need to at least go get me some shit because I'm, like I said, like my shoes, I want, $1,000 shoes and stuff like that, but I'll give somebody $10,000, so I'm like, damn, like I give somebody this, I need to fucking go get some shit for myself at least, so, yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I am. I just, I'm in a position to help people, and that's what I want to do, and at the same time make smart investments. I'm big, like I said, like I'm big into reading. I read a lot, and the things I read about more is like finances, like investments, finances, and of course boxing. Boxing always first, and finances and investments and all that stuff. That's kind of like what I'm just interested in.
Hey, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power, no matter what it is. And that's very admirable, by the way. Very admirable for how generous you are to others.
Well, you're in a position now to do so.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just generous with the people that, like people that just was there for me. Like I've been to the bottom. Like I came from the bottom. I came from the mud. Like people don't realize that. They look at me now and they just seeing me, but they don't know where I came from. Like I came from nothing. Like I really, really came from nothing. Like, and it's one thing being broke when you're a child. Growing up like that, but it's another thing being broke when you're an adult, when you got a family. Like, I mean, I still remember vividly when, it was me and my wife, and I had a 1-year-old son, and we in an apartment with molding, and we have no money to move, so we kind of trying to figure out that stuff, trying to, sleep in different apartments and all that stuff, because we had black mold in our apartment. And I remember, when I had a regular little Mustang, and I didn't have gas, so I had to go get my all the change, and put like $2.62 in my gas tank until I got paid or something like that the next day or next 2 days. And I remember those days, I just, so for me, people can look at what I have now and all that stuff, but I mean, I come from nothing, so I know, and when you come from nothing, like I come from nothing, most of your close friends and everybody around your family, they still coming from nothing, and if you have the opportunity to help them, then of course, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to help them.
Much respect.
That was going to be my next question. I mean, how many friends do you have around you that when you were younger, you said, one day I'm going to be a world champion? And I know you're not done with your career. You're barely reaching the prime years of your career, but just to fulfill a dream that you prophesied to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, so for me, all the people I'm around right now is people that I've been around before I even started boxing. Not when I'm talking about before when we was kids. Like my friends I have around me, I knew them since we was kids. Now, of course, you got a couple of new people, but for the most part, all my close friends, I've been cool with them, like 15, 16, 17 years now.
That's
before
great.
I even put a pair of gloves on,
okay.
Like when I was playing football and basketball and all that stuff. And, and I don't think nobody believed that I'll be here. Cause I didn't know how far I would even go, but I don't think nobody, believed that, how I'll be where I'm at right now. But, once I got to a certain age, and I really started believing in myself, and that's when I feel like I can do it too, and that's how it happened.
Who's on your bucket list right now? Who did you want to meet as a kid or growing up that you've met already or that you have not met yet?
Well, somebody I won't meet is Muhammad Ali. He's gone. I never met Ali.
Sure.
I never met Sugar Ray Robinson, of course. Cuz the model, somebody I want to meet. Somebody I can meet is Mike Tyson. I definitely want to meet Mike Tyson one day.
Too.
I want to meet Roberto Duran.
Me too.
And probably one of the most excited I've been to meet is I met Marvin Hagler and I met Sugar Ray Leonard. So
nice. That's a good picture.
Yeah, I met those two. So and of course Holyfield. I used to train alongside Holyfield and stuff like that. So
That's great.
I mean, I met some people, but some people I won't meet until the next lifetime, and then some people I'm still waiting to meet.
That's awesome.
Well, you know, that statement that you just said, and I'm going to get deep on you. There's probably a youngster right now that's getting ready to say that one day, or that's saying it now, that I want to meet Regis Rougarou Prograis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how does that make you feel, knowing that you're a role model and you're touching lives and you don't even know it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's crazy. You know, I go when I go home and I meet kids and stuff and all that. Yeah, like I just, yeah, it's just like they look at me like I'm a superhero, and
Aw, that's
sometimes
amazing.
I don't realize that it's still like my kids look at me as a superhero. So of course my kids, that's the most important. They look at me as a superhero, but then other kids do the same thing. But like my daughter, like she called me, she'd be like, yeah, that's Regis Prograis. Like she'll look on the thing, it's like it's two different people. Like when she's looking at my fight, or she not even a fight, she'll look at a picture or something like that with me with gloves on. Like that's Regis Prograis. That's Regis Prograis. And you know, it's just like I'm a fucking superhero to them. Like especially like my son, like I'm really like
That's
a
right.
superhero. He think I'm the strongest, the fastest,
That's cool.
the richest. My son really think I'm the richest person in the world, which is definitely not true. But you know, around everybody else, he'd be around. You know, I am the richest, but you know, he think I'm so rich. He always asks me how much money I got and all that type of stuff. And yeah, they really think I'm a superhero, like a superhero. But you know, to be like that with to be like that with like other kids and stuff, that's, you know, that's crazy. And it's always special, you know. And so I try to always talk to kids, and I try to talk, like I said, talk to them, take pictures, don't turn no kids down for no pictures, sign
That's
their
awesome.
shirts and all that stuff. You know, sometimes
for
it
you.
does get exhausting, but you know, it comes with the territory. You got to do it.
That's great. How old were you when you started boxing?
Like 16, 17. So I started boxing in New Orleans, and then of course Hurricane Katrina hit. Then I had
That's
to move
right.
all around, and then I finally I went to Houston, ended up in Houston, and then that's when I really started. So when I was like 17.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to let you know, because I did tag you and let you know, that was a good interview with you and Max. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah, okay.
and you kept it real when you asked about how your career went, and you said because of the hurricane, some doors opened up for you that would have not have ever opened up. So you made good on the opportunity.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that again, please?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like, if it wasn't for the Hurricane Katrina, then, you know, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, because boxing is not, you know, big like that in New Orleans. And, you know,
Forced
when
you
I
to
moved
move.
to Houston, I was just around these great fighters, and it just put it in my head that I can be like them, you know. And that's the thing. A lot of people, they see it, and they see people on TV, and they don't think that it's possible. They don't think that that's reachable. But then, you know, you get around in the real life, and you feel like, damn, they're just like me. They're people. They're a person just like I am. I can do it. So, you know, that's when, like I said, when I got around Holyfield and stuff, I just felt like, damn, like, you know, this is somebody that made, you know, Mike Tyson, my favorite fighter, he beat him twice. And Holyfield made $500 million in his boxing career in the 80s. And, you know, I'm training next to him. So what's so special about him? I can do the same thing. The same sport, I can do the same thing.
Sure.
And, you know, that's what I'm out to prove, basically.
Good for you.
I remember I met Holyfield years ago. I remember when I first walked into Caesar's Palace, he's sitting down on a table, and I remember the waitress said, "Hey, can I help you? Where would you like to sit?" And I said, "As closest to that table as possible." And there's this this huge man right in front of him. I mean, but I could still see Evander's face, knowing that was him. And when the big man turned around, it was Lee Haney. Because remember, Lee Haney was training him to put that weight on just right. So I ordered him. I sent an orange juice over to his table, and he barely sipped it, man, but just enough to. When he got up ready to leave, he called me over there. And we took pictures, and he was just a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I noticed he was wearing 501s, and you know, 501s, it has the size on there. Well, we're talking about a man that had a 32 waist, but as a heavyweight. Because from the waist, it just went and just started to spread, man. I mean, because he was just shredded. I mean, even Kenny Norton would look at him and say, "God damn."
When was that?
Yeah.
How long ago?
Oh, about 15, maybe 20 years ago.
Okay, so I met Holyfield like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
At a show, an amateur show that he did in the Central Valley called
Yeah.
Gloves Not Drugs. And I took a picture with him, and he was very, very nice. And,
Yeah.
you know, he kind of got next to me, and I put my hand around his waist, and I was like, he was so, like, chiseled for his age. You know, like, I was shocked at the shape that he was in. I mean, just, you know,
He's
so
still
fit.
he's still in good shape. Hey, Regis, when you were working side by side with him, because he would always make the statement that he was very competitive. How competitive was he in the gym?
So, well, just let y'all know this got to be the last question because I got to go. But, no, I mean, like I said, as far as in the gym and stuff like that, like, so when I was around him, he was on his way out. So,
Okay.
I mean, I remember him being competitive and stuff like that, but like I said, he was on his way out and stuff like that. So I remember him, hitting the bags hard and all that stuff, but, he was getting older and I was just around him for like maybe his last 2 fights. So of course I didn't see the competitive stuff like everybody else saw.
Right.
Okay, hey, I'm going to leave it with this right here. Last time you were in Fresno, man, how did Fresno treat you?
They actually treated me, they treated me good. There was, it was, the people, they were saying shit about Ramirez and all that, but at the end of when they was like, yeah, Ramirez stuff, I went there for the fight, I went there for the Ramirez fight and stuff like that. But after the fight, they all want to take pictures with me and talk to me and all that stuff, so it wasn't, it wasn't none of that what I thought it would be. It was actually a cool experience.
Well, that's good to know, man, and because
awesome.
Fresno does have love for you, man. I mean, one of these days, I'm gonna take some pictures of these Regis fans, man. I'll get some sound bites, and you'll be surprised. And none of it's gonna be scripted. They're gonna keep it real, man. Just like you kept it real.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been kept it real from start to finish. And you said 15 minutes, and we almost went the whole segment, man. So I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day, your schedule, your family time, and we're gonna be rooting for you October 28th, man.
That's right.
All right, man. Thank you, man. Y'all have a good one, bro. Thank you.
Yeah. Stay
Okay.
blessed.
Hey, and be looking for that mayo because your girl's gonna be coming in soon.
All right, cool.
Take care.
All right, Regis, take care,
Thanks,
man.
Regis.
Man, so what do you think, Carol? I mean, the man's down
Wow.
to earth, and he's a storyteller.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
whenever you
he's-
can get a guest, just go on and talk.
Yeah.
That's great. That's wonderful. Because a lot of times they really don't open up, or they're put in handcuffs. But we allowed him to speak his mind,
Yeah.
and he took off with it.
Yeah, no, he is just a really nice human being. He really is. I mean, like, even though he's in the position to be able to help others, he still makes sure that he does that. And, he comes from a tough background when he's younger and helps out people now. So that's really amazing.
Yeah.
I think he's a great fighter, and he's very well-rounded,
Yeah,
which I think is going to be a very big, advantage to him.
Yeah, no, he is. His feet are on the ground, and yeah, I'm going to be rooting for him. That's going to be an interesting fight.
Me too.
And let me tell you the rest of the story.
Yes,
So
please.
we met Evander Holyfield.
Yeah.
Right. So then years passed by. We went up there to go see the rematch with the Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield.
Oh, okay.
So I got the opportunity to meet him again. I complimented him on his shirt because he had a shirt. It's Christ was the answer. Jesus Christ was the answer. And I remember it was who else was there? It was a press. No, it wasn't a press. It was an open workout, media workout. It was at
Okay.
MGM Grand.
Right.
So I had him sign that picture.
Oh,
And you know what he said? He goes, "Oh, you cut your hair?"
he did.
That's what he said. Yeah, because my hair was shorter then, right? But just little things that he noticed.
He was very observant.
Yeah, he was, and that was for Riddick Bowe. That was the rematch.
That's crazy.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, no, that rematch. No, I'm sorry, not Riddick, but that was at Caesars. Now the rematch, the third time I met him was at MGM Grand. That was for the rematch against Mike Tyson.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, that was at Caesar's Palace, and
Oh,
that's when the
okay.
old school outside where all the big events took place.
Right.
Muhammad Ali, Kenny Norton, but no, he was down to earth. He had a small circle, very small circle.
That's cool.
And hey, he's still involved in boxing. He's still making it happen.
No, like I said, I met
Touching
him.
lives.
I met Holyfield in Modesto, and he was doing a show for, the kids, and like I said, it was called Gloves Not Drugs, trying to,
Yeah.
get the kids involved, and he was taking pictures with every single person that was there, and it really, I think he's just really a nice guy.
It's funny that you say Modesto. I didn't even know he was there. Or
Yeah,
else
he
I
was.
would've
It was
tried to
about
cover
3 or
that.
4 years ago.
Okay. It's funny you say Modesto because the first time I met Mike Tyson, and I asked him, I said, "Hey, can you sign this picture for my son?"
Oh.
And he said, "Oh, you got a son?" He goes, "How old are you?" He goes, where do you live? And he's asking me all these questions
He
at
knows where
once.
it's at.
So I said Fresno. And he goes, and you know what he said? Oh, is that by Modesto?
Uh-huh.
So he knows the area.
Yeah, he does,
I mean,
'cause-
this was wild. This is when he fought Peter McNeely.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he knows the area because he's been to the
Oh,
schools.
and he asked me too. I wanted some grapes. Because he was eating
Oh.
grapes.
Oh, that's
Real
right.
talk, though, yeah.
That is funny. He was actually in Manteca. He went to a school in Manteca.
Okay.
And I remember I was over at Richard Perez, and he took some of the kids over there to the school, and he talked to the kids, and we brought some fighters over there.
Yeah.
And it was really great because it was like, I was shocked to think, well, what's he doing in Manteca or in the Central Valley, you know? So it doesn't surprise me that he knows where Modesto was.
Well, when I meet him again, I have something to give to him. And this is crazy. This is, I don't even remember the date. Okay, Peter McNeely, and we're using a camera, you know, with a film.
Oh, you mean
Mike Tyson.
Okay, but are you talking about what do you call it, the instant kind of camera, or are you talking about just the regular with the film?
No, with the film.
35 millimeter.
Yeah, with the film. That was
Okay.
old school. So
Yeah.
he's right there next to my mom, and I took a picture of them too. Actually, we're inside the ring. Took a picture of them, right? And he says, hey, can I have a copy of that?
No,
I
he
said, sure.
didn't.
Oh, so, I mean, there's no phone number. There's no contact.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
It's not
did
like
he,
he had a cell
did
phone.
he just say that to me nice or what? And I
Yeah.
started thinking
So
about
what,
it.
What'd you do?
No, well, I got 8 by 10.
Did
so
you
when
really?
So when I do see him again, I'm gonna say, remember years ago?
Oh.
And Mike Tyson has an excellent memory.
He really does.
An excellent memory down to detail.
I know he does.
So we had something set up when he was going to come around here in Lemoore.
Mm.
But if you remember that week, we talked to his PR people and everything, and she said, you know what, that sounds like a great story. You know what she said? She goes, you got 30 seconds. Hey, I'll take that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So before that idiot asked Mike Tyson that stupid question in
And it took
Canada.
too long?
No, in Canada.
Oh, shit.
After they did that week, everybody got an email, no interviews,
interviews.
no interviews, nothing, because of one idiot.
That's
when
messed
they're doing a great interview, it was in Canada, and this guy just asked him
I
something. He
know.
goes, you know what?
Yeah,
He goes,
I know.
You know
I
what,
saw
man?
it. Yeah,
After that,
he
no
almost
interviews.
he almost ended that guy.
No, he almost went old school on him.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, but it was very disrespectful that the guy pulled that on him in the middle of an interview.
So let me ask you this, since we're talking about that, what are your boundaries? What, in your opinion, what are your boundaries for media asking questions? How do you want to be recognized as a media person?
Well, I don't think I would indulge into the dark history or things such as, you know, some of the things that he's been through. I wouldn't have brought up him, you know, being in jail and all of the assumptions and accusations and things. So I personally, I mean, everybody's different. You can
Yeah.
choose to do it if you want, but I personally would not choose to do that out of respect to the fighter.
No.
Or the person. Doesn't have to be a fighter, just any person. I would not bring that up. There's so many other questions that you can ask a person and have a discussion about that. You don't have to bring that up.
So what's your take on some social, no, not social media, some media outlets that do that?
I think that the level of respect is, I don't have respect for some of the media that does that. I think there's a time and place. There's a time and place. Don't catch somebody off guard like that and totally bring up something so negative that really destroyed a person's life. Unless they want to talk about it, if they want to talk about it, then they can bring it up.
Exactly.
That's just me personally.
And you know what? I'm not even going to say an opinion about that because something close happened where somebody wanted to talk about a certain thing, and I'll leave it at that. But when
Talking
you know,
about
when,
it is okay.
when you know something, my whole thing is to build the high points. Now, if I got to ask that question, if I can sneak one in, it's not going to be to belittle you. It's going to be the one where I can catch you to say, you know what? Because a lot of fighters will say, my next opponent, I'll leave it up to my manager. But if
Yeah.
I can get them to say, well, you know what? I want to fight this guy.
Sure.
Then I'll go for it. But I'm not going to
But don't-
talk about what you did in your
Don't
closet
talk about
or
their
what you did.
personal
No.
life
No.
and something that was a very bad thing that was, you know, happened in his life or whatever. That's his business, and I'm sure he had to live with it and deal with whatever.
You know, whenever we had some guests or did some interviews, people would always ask me, hey, did you ask him about this? Now, I just kind of walk away. I just kind of walk away from
Like,
them.
really?
I'm like, really, man?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to be recognized as that person.
No. But like I said, I think time and place is everything. And being respectful to the
Sure.
guest or to the
Sure.
person that you're interviewing is also important. And making sure that, you know, you choose wisely with what you're going to discuss.
You know what? This is a strong statement. And I've always said this, and I played it in my head if I was ever to talk to Mike Tyson. I would ask him, how does it feel to be a role model? Because he is a role model.
Yeah, now.
He could have stood there and let society, or he could have
Sure.
even tormented his own self, and yet he's giving back, telling his life story, keeping it
Absolutely.
real. People that admire him, he's giving them positive words, and he is.
No doubt about that.
He's reinventing himself.
I mean, back in the day, I might not have, I really enjoyed watching his fights, but sometimes his antics, personally back in the day, I just didn't care for that too much.
Yeah, I mean, the
The biting.
yeah, well, I mean, he lost it. Every man has his limit. I don't justify that at all.
Okay,
But,
I don't, no.
I mean, he'll forever, but you know what? He embraced it and he has fun with it.
Yeah, but see now, today, I see the relationship that he has with Holyfield, and
Yeah.
I see the things that he's doing to give back to the community and to the kids, and the struggles that he's been through, his personal struggles of, some loss and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That I highly respect him now. Before, I kind of didn't, because I just didn't like I said, his antics and the things that he would do. But now that I'm older and I can respect it and I can kind of see all the things that he's been through,
Yeah.
I can, I really want to meet Mike
Well,
Tyson.
you said you wanted to meet him. If you had a question, what would you ask him?
I'd have to think that one through, because it would be important. I'd want to make sure that I would ask him a very good question. Although I did have a dream once that I met him somewhere at a show or a fight somewhere, and we were just chopping it up about boxing and laughing, and I don't even recall exactly what the conversation was, but we were talking for a long time. I think I would love to do that, just to chop it up, not just one particular question. No, I want to have a conversation with him,
Well,
Let's make it happen.
well, get ready, because you're going to be talking to him pretty soon.
Okay, good,
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
my dream right there,
Hey.
for the record.
Yeah, there it is there, man. I'd like to
I am-
interview Conor McGregor.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, me too. I have
Just
some
so we can go
questions for
tit for
him.
tat.
I think
Yeah.
I got some questions I can
Do
come
you?
up. Not right this minute, but I will.
So who would you like to interview? Who's on your bucket list besides Mike Tyson? That your ultimate, even if they're not here on this earth anymore. Who would have been? Who's your number one?
Oh, wow. I mean,
If you could have anybody on the show, who would it be?
Muhammad Ali, he was just so exciting and so entertaining, and just, he's a legend.
Unscripted.
Unscripted, and he would be almost rapping in a way, because you know how he would just start singing and start, saying
Yeah.
stuff, rhyming, and I just would love to see that live, in person.
There's one interview, Muhammad Ali's, no, he didn't say it, but somebody else in his camp said it. He met a sick boy in the hospital. I don't know if you know the story. And the sick boy said, I'm going to tell Jesus that I know you. The little boy said that to Muhammad Ali. I mean, aren't those awesome words?
Yeah.
Because he knew, he was fighting cancer or
I
leukemia.
know.
I'm not sure exactly what the sickness was.
I have goosebumps just thinking about that.
But he made that statement. I'm going to tell Jesus that I know you.
Oh, wow.
That's deep right there.
That is deep right there for sure.
I mean, when you're that great, and I didn't get a chance to do it, we just know, but Muhammad Ali's greatness, even after boxing, outside of the ring, I mean, politically, I mean, where he took a stand, and
True.
that he was able to hold the torch for the Olympics. And,
That's right. Yes.
even though he had his own fight with Parkinson's, he was still strong enough and had enough pride, and he won again by being able to light it himself.
Oh, no doubt. That was really amazing. He just was one of a kind.
Yeah.
I mean, all across the board. That's my personal opinion.
Yep. What you need to do is you need to show up tomorrow, because tomorrow who we're having on the show.
Let's see.
MMA veteran, UFC, Bellator, Big LeVar Johnson to be on the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass podcast.
Oh, that's right.
6 o'clock. Make sure you subscribe to watch live. www.youtube.com/The Fighter's Voice.
The man.
That's www.youtube.com/The Fighter's Voice. Big LeVar Johnson going to be in studio, man.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's gonna
might
be a
have to
good
take
thing.
a drive again.
You may have to. You may have to. And, he's very active, man. And he's
I
ready to
know.
go. He's in great shape. And he's putting in the work. He's putting in the
Yes.
work. He's ready
That's
to go.
awesome.
But enough said. I'm going to let him tell the story. I'm going to let him
Good.
talk about his future and what's in the horizon
How
for
exciting.
Big LeVar.
That's going to be exciting. I can't wait.
Hey.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But what about the upcoming fight? The Big Al Gonzalez is fighting this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. My bad. I was figuring out a way at work. I was going, how do we throw the plug in, okay? Big Al Gonzalez from Fresno, California, will be fighting for Bellator in
That's
San Jose,
right.
California.
Big Al, what's up?
But not only that, somebody from the Fighter's Voice Knockout podcast is going to be working as a cut woman at Bellator. Congratulations on that.
Well, thank you. Well, it's going to be wrapping hands and doing all the other stuff, but I mean,
I don't care if it's
I don't
taking out the
care.
garbage.
I don't care either. I'm just happy for the opportunity, so I'm very excited.
Exactly.
And I'm excited that I'll be able to see Big Al and see him fight.
You go there and you network and let
Yes.
your work speak for itself.
That's
and
right.
when called upon, be ready.
That's the whole point. So I'm very excited about that and looking so forward to it. And just watch for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carol the Cutwoman, Bellator.
And it was just last week we had a discussion off camera. You know,
Yeah.
but like I keep saying, this show is blessed.
I know.
This show is blessed. We call things as if they're not, as if they are.
Yes, that's right.
They are. Mm-hmm. They are. So
got it.
I need to start prophesying that. I just don't know what network I want to say right now, and then throw out the other networks. So they go, nah, you said that network. No, but one day we'll be doing it
Yeah.
big time. And the Fighter's Voice will be global and it'll be worldwide.
That's
Hey,
right.
Rich Ortiz here, your host. Carol, the co-host, making it happen, doing a great job. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Big LeVar Johnson to be on the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass podcast. Co Escovedo will be back here in studio making it happen. Don't forget to order your shirt and hat. Be part of the team. I'm always hearing, where are these shirts at? Where are these hats at? Well, now they're available for you. Get a hold of me. There you go right there. Pick any color you want. The shirt is printed front and back. Hey, man, don't get left behind. Don't say, hey, where's my shirt? Or, you know what's the trip? And I don't want to hurt some people. No, I'll keep it real. Everybody tags me, oh, I want one, or press like. Well, press PayPal or press Cash App. You know what I mean?
You should.
Because those days of Richard, when them asked me 3 times, oh, how much
know.
are they again? Bro, I'm not going to give you one
Come
free,
on.
okay? Support the cause, man. Support the team.
Yeah, you should put a little
Or
Cash App
when there's a
PayPal
fight, when
link
there's a
to
fight
it.
coming up, I get the call that I never get at all because
Right.
I've got tickets all the time.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, man. Let's keep it real, man.
I hear you there.
Serious. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
Let's do
that
it.
sounds good to me.
When next time I'm just gonna give the tickets out to all the fans because I
Yeah.
usually keep a couple. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You know, to make it happen. But I'm just gonna give them complete. I'm gonna give it to the t-shirt buyers.
There you go.
I will.
That's a great thing to do.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I don't
like
get that many
idea.
tickets, man. But we can spread the word out there.
That's right. Spread that word.
Yeah.
Knocking out the competition.
Exactly. If they're not around, they probably got knocked out. Nothing personal. We freestyle without rehearsal. Okay. Like I said, Rich Ortiz, your host. Co Escovedo will be back tomorrow, but we still got Carol, the cut woman, making it happen. And make
Yes.
sure you watch Bellator.
Thank you.
Is it this Friday or Saturday? It's Saturday, right? San Jose, California.
San Jose at the SAP Center.
There you are. And if you don't have the channel, subscribe to the channel and make it happen.
Yes.
As always, it's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
Never down for the count. It's just another wrap. Thanks for listening to the Fighter's Voice Radio Show. Catch us again next week. Same when, same how. And always stay connected to the Fighter's Voice on social media. So, on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, our special guests, and the whole crew right here at the Fighter's Voice Radio Show, saying see ya next week, right here on the Fighter's Voice.